Okay, recording. Let's see if the sun is. Oh, good. Okay. It's a little bright up front here. Okay, ladies, another recorded Zoom class for Pilates. Let me go ahead and get started. Let me just, seems a little crooked, huh? What's going on? Sorry. Okay, that looks better. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll begin on our back. Lying down, knees bent, feet grounded. If you're looking maybe for a little bit more of a lower back release here, you can take the feet a little bit wider, let the knees gently fall in. Otherwise, just making sure the knees and feet are equidistant from one another, 2 fist distances away. Arms resting beside, slightly angled away, palms turned up, shoulders rolled open. Crown of the head reaching to the back, chin landing fist distance from chest. Let the eyes close here. And also slightly part your teeth to unhinge your jaw. We're going to begin with our breathing. So take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Long exhale out through the mouth. Good deep breath in, fill all the way up. And then a steady exhale, make sure that you empty out completely. Inhaling, let the ribs expand, filling your lungs. And then exhale, purse your lips and squeeze the breath out, knitting the ribs back to your midline. Push the breath out all the way down to the very bottom. And then feel physically what's happening in your body, particularly your powerhouse. Breathing in, the belly will rise and the muscles are relaxed. And when you're pushing that breath out with a little bit more power and force, the muscles then engaging, the belly firming to help with the release of air. Continue to stay here with this breath, taking this time to clear the mind and become very present and focused. When we're here completely in the moment, we're then better able to really feel and understand what's going on in the body. We're then able to really pay attention to parts of our body that are engaging. Later on, focusing, of course, on the parts that move and also the parts that shouldn't move. Also here, see if you can build up that relationship between your breath and your core. So pull the abs in deeper each time you breathe out. Let's do 3 more rounds of breath here. With this last one, you'll breathe in. And then as you're exhaling in chorus tight, lift the feet off the ground, draw your knees to your chest. Placing hands on knees. Start to now just rock gently side to side. Make sure that you stick with the tempo of your breath so that quality of it does not get lost. From side to side, create more of a circular motion with the legs. If your hands are clasped, go ahead, release that clasp. That will allow for greater range of motion in the body. Massaging into the backs of your hips here, right? That lower back region. You'll pause for reverse direction. Inhale, exhale. Good, then go ahead and bring the legs to still at center. We're now going to take the legs, open them up wide, circle them around and back in together again. So now we're working with our front body here, the hip flexors, massaging them out, and mobility of hips, so working into the joints. So take your time to find fullest range of motion here. And take one more circle through. And then pause with legs at center. Hold now just the right knee with both hands. Stretch the left leg to the floor. Flex the foot and anchor the leg down. Hug the right leg closely to your body. Drop the shoulders from your ears. We're stretching the glute and lower back on the right side. And while you're hugging the leg in, draw circles with the foot just to warm into the ankle. Reverse direction. Bring the foot into still. Take the right arm extended out to its side. Plug the shoulder down, and then as many breaths as you need, the leg is now going to cross over to your left side. As you look over your right shoulder, coming into a spinal twist. Take your time to ease into this space. You don't want any sort of tension in the lower back, so taking our time to land here. Every exhale helping us get there. Looking over that right shoulder as much as you can. Our neck is the extension of spine. Stay here for another inhale, filling to the top. Pushing it out, unwinding, coming back through center, and then letting that right leg stretch out. Left knee pulls in, both hands hold on. Hug gently the leg to body. Drop the shoulders down from ears and push out through your right heel. As you're hugging, draw circles with the foot. Warm into the ankle. Hello, sir. Good, go ahead, pause and reverse direction. You're gonna be my assistant today? Okay, Bodhi. All right, go ahead, bring the foot into still. Left arm extends out to its side, shoulder plugs down. Again, as many breaths as needed. The leg crosses now to the right side. You look over the left shoulder, twist. Really making sure that the back of the left shoulder stays grounded here. Continue to allow your torso to expand and contract with your breath. And let every breath out melt you more and settle you more into the space. Good, one more inhale. Force the breath out, belly firm, unwind, take your time, back to center. Once you have centered here, bend your knees and ground your feet to the floor. Arms can rest beside you. Right ankle now over the left knee, flexed foot, pushing leg away, opening up the hip. Then any variation of the figure four stretch you'd like to take. If you are holding up your left leg, again, shoulders pulled down. If you're offering movement, make sure it's very slow and mindful. You don't want to ever rush through anything. If we move too quickly, we're not really able mentally to catch up to the sensation in our body. So moving at a slow pace so that can really feel every shift and every change that comes into our body. Good. And then if you were in movement here, or if you've shifted yourself at all, you're going to bring your body back centered. If your left leg was lifted, return the foot back to the floor. Make sure the foot lands in line with hip. And then keep the right ankle over the knee, pushing still actively out with the leg. Let's now interlace fingers and take the hands behind the head. Keeping your arms out wide, take an inhale. Exhale, use your core to peel up the head, neck, shoulders, eyes to navel. Come down on an inhale. So this movement is very small. Exhale, peel up head, neck, shoulders, ground your tailbone here. Come down on an inhale. We're going to do two more just like this. Squeeze the breath out, initiate with core, pulling up. Lowering on an inhale, breathe it back in. With this last one, let's peel up and then stay here and take a breath in. With this lifted part, take it over to the right, take a little twist. Center as you inhale. Again, rotate over to the right. Keep those arms wide. Center on the inhale. We're doing 2 more here. Exhale over to the right. Breathe it in. Come through center. One last time, using your waistline muscles, rotate to the right. Centering as you breathe in. Return the head down. Remove the hands, arms beside you. Right foot to the ground. We'll do that on the other side. Left ankle over right knee. Flex the foot. Push the leg out and open up the hip. Any variation from here. Again, checking in with the shoulders. Also check the back of your neck. Sometimes the chin likes to push to the sky, so making sure it lands fist distance from. And again, if you're offering movement, it's slow and mindful. Or maybe you just decide to lean to one side and hold that space, depending upon. But you're breathing into and focusing on that left outer hip. And then if you were in movement or shifted, we're coming back to still at center. If right leg was up, releasing the foot back to the ground in line with hip. Keep the left leg still pressed out. Interlace fingers, hands behind head, elbows wide. Breathe in. Peel up on the exhale using core power, eyes to navel. Lower back down with control again. Inhale. Exhale, take the entire breath out to come up. Return the same way. Breathe in. 2 more times. Exhale, belly firm, arms wide. Lower on an inhale. Once more, lifting on the exhale, keeping the lift and breathing in. Now we twist to the left. Inhale to center. Trying to keep the head level throughout. Rotate to the left. Inhale, coming through. 2 more times. Squeeze it out. Breathe it back in. Last one. Twist it out. Center on an inhale. Return the head. Remove the hands. Arms beside you. Lift both legs to the sky. Point the toes to help lengthen the legs upward. Pull the back of your right leg with both hands. Begin to lower the left leg towards the floor to a level that's going to work for you. Lower is more intense, a little bit higher up is more modified. You can choose to keep your head grounded here or come up with head and shoulders for more core work. This is mainly for the hamstrings, so being very conscious of that. 2 pulses in with the right leg as you inhale. Switch the leg slow on the exhale. Left leg, 2 slow pulses in. Switch on the exhale. Continuing this movement here. If your head is up, eyes to navel. If you ever feel strain in the neck, take the head back to the ground, redirect focus back to your core. It's important that the leg you're pulsing in remains as long as possible. So that right there is more important than getting the leg really closely into your body. Keep the tailbone anchoring down to give even more depth to the stretch. We'll do this for 5 more seconds. 4, belly tight. 3, right, for support and stability. 2, 1. Good, let the legs meet together at the sky. Head down if it were lifted, and then draw the knees in. Recover here. Okay. Let's go ahead and take the feet back down to the floor. Knees and feet lined up with hips. Arms, let's lift them above shoulders, stacked. Hands are shoulder width apart, fingers high, shoulders plugged down. Take an inhale. Initiate with core, peel up. Small lift again. Now take the arms down to a hover. Feel them stretch long to the front of your workspace. Return back down again on the inhale. Let the arms restack. Exhale, belly in, peel up, eyes to navel, arms to hover. So noticing that this is one movement. It's not choppy, it's smooth. Start with core, finish with arms. Come down, breathe in. Let's do 2 more of these. Push the breath out, down to the bottom. Release, breathe in. One last time, exhale, lift, but then stay lifted. Turn your palms to face up. Curl just a little bit in with the wrists and bend the elbows slightly. So the arms are still at a hovered spot. On an inhale, arms open out to their sides as wide as you can without moving anything else in your body. Squeeze the arms back into your sides. Exhale. 4 of these total, so 3 more. Open arms out, control everything else. Exhale, pull back in. So harder on the core when the arms are opened. Take it again, twice more. Breathe in. Squeeze out. One last time. Inhale, open up those arms. Hug them in, exhale. Lower the arms, bend the head and shoulders. Recover. Turn the head from side to side. Excuse me. And then take the head back to still. From here, we're going to take our right leg to a half teaser position because we're only using one side working one side at a time. So right leg is going to extend outward. Now, line your thighs up, right? So we don't want the right leg higher or lower, right? So everything is parallel from hip to knees. Point your toes of the right foot, externally rotate the leg so the hip joint opens up. Arms stack again. Take it, inhale. This time palms face each other. Exhale, we'll take that same curl, but rather than bringing the arms down low, we're going to just bring now the arms parallel to that right extended leg. Come down on an inhale. Make sure that right leg never moves. Exhale, so we're using our core not only to lift the head and shoulders, but to stabilize that right leg. Come down on an inhale. Pointed toes are going to help that as well. 2 more. Lift. Good. Coming down, breathing in. Once more, let's lift, but then let's stay here. And then on your inhale, take the right leg, lower it downward. Exhale, bring the thighs back in line again. Plug those shoulders in. Come down with the right leg, breathe in. Right, so this is very isometric, isolation of movement. We'll do 2 more of these. Coming down with resistance and lengthen out through those toes. Exhale, slowly draw the leg back in line with the left. Once more, coming down, breathe in. Belly firm, lifting legs slow. Then taking the foot to the floor, head, neck, and shoulders, and arms rest. Right, so remembering, movement is super slow. Movement is small, but super effective because now we're really using more muscles to control that slow, small movement rather than making it big and quick to where things can get shifted and we're not really using muscle strength, we're using more speed and momentum. Okay. Other side with that kind of half teaser lift. So left leg extending outward. Again, lining thighs so leg is not higher nor lower than the right. Pointed toes, external rotation of thigh. Arms lifted above shoulders, stacked. Breathe in. Peel up. Reach towards the toes, upward, right? That angle. Come down on an inhale. Without caving the chest in. Lifting up. Heart opened, and then come down again on an inhale. 2 more times, exhale. So again, making sure that left leg doesn't shift at all. Mine did a little bit if you caught that, and I just readjusted as I looked at the camera. One last, lift it, hold it, then left leg comes down on an inhale. Pull up, slow, exhale. Plug those shoulders back, come down on an inhale. Bring it up, exhale. A lot of core power here. Twice more. Come down. Maintain that external rotation. Squeeze it out and lift. One last time. Breath in for the lower. Notice nothing else in the body moves here. Lift the leg, exhale. Bend the knee, foot to floor. Release down, rest, recover. Let's draw the knees to chest from here, and either keeping the arms close down beside or opening the arms out to T if you want a little bit more support. If you're wanting maybe a little bit more heat, a couple of options. Stacking arms again above shoulders, or doing this with head, shoulders lifted with hands behind the head, eyes to navel. I'm a little tired today, so I'm keeping it low to the floor. Take an inhale, knees drawn in. Exhale, extend both legs away from you. Point those toes and reach out through them. Find your length. Use your hip flexor strength on the inhale to draw the knees back to your chest. Again, exhale, so legs higher to sky, more modified, close to the floor, more intense. Draw the knees back in again. Your spine is your anchor, so press the spine down, especially when the legs are out long, to protect your lower back. Inhale, knees towards body. Again, exhale, and as the legs are lengthening, feel your core really firming up here. Draw the knees in, inhale. Let's do 2 more here. So upper body remains like a statue. The only part of the body that's moving is from hips down to toes. One last time, extend the legs out, keep them extended and lift them right above the hips. If your head and shoulders were lifted, taking head and shoulders down. If arms were lifted, taking them down. And again, either keeping them close beside you or out to T if needed. Root your tailbone in so you're not lifting your booty off the floor. On an inhale, shift your legs slightly to the right. Draw a small circle down to the left. Stack above hips. Pause. Breathe in to the left to start. Exhale, down to the right. Stack, pause. Now this is our corkscrew. If you need to bend your knees, you can take the same exact movement here, right? Bending the knees can offer a release of hip flexors if they're gripping. So we're going to continue to alternate this clockwise and counterclockwise circle. There's a very definitive start and end, right? So we don't want to blow through that pause moment. The backs of your hips should equally be glued to the floor, not shifting, not seesawing. So that's when your core comes into play to stabilize those hips. Inhale to initiate, right? That start movement, exhale for follow through. We're going to do 1 more in each direction. You need to modify even more, smaller circles, right? They don't have to be big at all. 1 last time, breathe it in, exhale, circle it, stack it, pull the knees in, hands to knees, recover. Oof. It's already hot here. It's, like 8 something, and it's toasty already, that sunshine. Okay, let's stretch the legs long now to the ground. Flex the feet, push out through the heels, toes high to the sky. Hug your inner thighs to your midline as if you're having like a small narrow block between the legs. And then arms overhead, hands shoulder width, shoulder blades slide down the back, and then middle of the spine pushes down, firming in your belly. On a breath in, start lifting up arms, head, shoulders. Smoothly transition to seated as you exhale. Sit up really tall, posture. And then when you fold forward, you're going to tip your pelvis forward a little bit as well. Ooh, back body stretch. I feel that my legs are super tight today. Lift tall again, breathe in. Look straight ahead as you exhale, tuck your tailbone, scooping out the core, driving out with your heels, and returning to the ground. Slowly with control, never let the legs go. So breath in starts your movement, about tips of shoulder blades when you want to exhale to pull up slower than you probably like to, using muscle strength, no momentum. Hinge, and when you fold, you're going to feel your sits bones kind of lift and slide back a little bit here. Let the head drop all the way through the arms. Stack tall as you breathe in. Hollow out the front body. Reconnect to the ground, 1 vertebra at a time. Yeah. 1 more of a challenge. Keep the arms framing your ears the whole time. Begin it, breathe it in. Force it out, exhale. Pull up slow, sit up tall, heart to sky. That big fold, that big stretch. Stack up, breathe in. Now feel the arms try to pull behind you. as you come down. We're gonna do one last one. If you want more of a challenge, hands stacked on the forehead. Inhale, the lift starts. If hands are here, pull the elbows back as you're lifting up. Sit up tall, tall, tall. Hinge. Hold. Stack up on your inhale. Stay seated here. Exhale the arms out to a T, and I'll just face forward so you can see me a little bit better. Fingers are spread out wide. Reach from wall space to wall space. Hug between the shoulder blades. Slide them down your back. If you hug in, sometimes they hike up, which will pull the shoulders up, which brings tension into like that trap region. So shoulder blades slide down, the shoulders drop down, and that tension is now released. Bend in the knees if you're needing. Sit taller on your inhale. Belly firm. Twist to your right, using your waistline muscles. The arms are going to move only because the torso has moved, not because it's been led with the arms. Center on the inhale. Keep hugging lightly between the shoulder blades as you're rotating to the left, getting taller as you twist. Center on an inhale. Eyes stay at the horizon, twist to the right. Make sure the legs do not shift. Breathe in, center. Now you're gonna feel, right, that opposite arm give a little bit of resistance. When you twist to the left, right arm pulls back. Breathe in, center. Let's do one more to each here. Using our shoulder muscle strength to keep the arms lifted and out to the sides. Oblique strength for the movement. Exhale, take it over to the left. Squeeze that breath out with power. Center on an inhale. And just let the arms float down for a moment. Rest. All right, you can roll the shoulders out if you'd like, or kind of shake them, shake them, shake them. So it doesn't take a whole lot. Just to hold that space requires some strength. Let's do a little shoulder press now, shall we? So let's go ahead and take the arms into a cactus position. This is going to strengthen the upper back and your shoulders and, of course, your core to maintain the posture. Take an inhale. And then on the exhale, press the arms straight up to the sky. And then pull down on the inhale. So you're going to feel this resistance as you're coming down. Exhale, press up. Pull down, breathe in. 4 more of these. 4. Pull down. Inhale. 3 more. Don't lose that posture. Keep sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, pull down. 2 more times. Exhale, pressing up, working more into your shoulders. When you're pulling down, you're using your lat strength. 1 more time. Press. Breath in to pull. And then exhale, fold forward with the legs. Let everything relax. Your feet, your head, your arms. Take a moment to roll up. And then as you sit up, bend your knees. Pull the legs in close, hug them together tightly, and then wrap your arms tightly around the legs and hold your arms very firmly with the hands. That tight grip is really going to help achieve the fullest stretch that you can. This is going to be for the upper back region. So take the chin to chest, hold on tight to those arms, and then try to pull yourself as far away from the legs as you can. Really rounding out the spine here as much as possible. And then you want to breathe into that back body from here. So inhale, send that breath to upper middle back region, and then exhale, let it go. Keep that chin down, breath in to back body. Exhale, let it go. 1 more time. Breath in. And then on your exhale, pull yourself back into the legs, stack back up, release the arms, take them beside you. Let's move to kneeling from here. Tall kneeling towards the back of your workspace. So we're stacked here, knees, hips, shoulders, arms directly beside you, palms face behind you. Feel the fingertips actively reach down to the floor. Look straight ahead and maintain this structure. Breathe in. On the exhale, take the arms first, press them back, then begin to press them up without leaning forward. And then let the arms come back down beside you. So your arms are stiff like a board here. Exhale, pressing back, then lifting up, working your triceps, upper back, chest opener, and core strength here. Come down on an inhale. So a fair amount going on here for just that simple movement. 4 more. Press back and up. Don't let the arm or the hands widen here to get higher. Keep the hands shoulder width apart. Draw down on an inhale. 3 more. Press back and up. Firm in your belly. Come down, breathe in. 2 more times. Exhale, push back. Press up. Beautiful. Lower on the inhale. With this last one, press back, press up, hold that space, then try to pulse it. 5, 4, heart up. 3, chest opened. 2, 1. Take the arms down slow. Roll them out. Okay. Now let's take the arms directly out in front of us. Palms face down, hands shoulder width. This is going to work glutes, quads, abs. Take an inhale and start to lean back. Exhale, come back up, stack again. So when you lean back, you're going to feel your quads fire up, and then you're going to squeeze your glutes. Pull the belly tight. Exhale, draw back up again. We're doing 4 more of these. 4 for the lean back. Exhale, pull back up. Make sure that you lean back as one piece. 3 more. Inhaling. Exhaling. 2 more times. Take your time, move slow. Exhale, pull back up. Once more. Lean back. And exhale, pull up slow. Good. Take it to tabletop from here. Hands and knees. I'm just going to slide back a bit because that's the big sunny spot. Okay, we're going to quad stretch from here. So what I want us to do, I haven't done it this way before, so this might be a little bit of an experiment. All right, left hand is going to step forward. You're going to bend your right knee even more and see if you can catch hold of the foot or the ankle, or if you have long pants on, maybe just the pant leg. And then see if you can lift the knee up. Flex the foot. So this does require a bit of balance. So use your left hand to really push into the floor. Move this. Okay, my phone's in the way. That threw me off. Okay, so kind of lean just a little bit to the left. We don't want to lean a whole lot. And then feel the heel pull to glute. And feel the knee try to really stretch back. You can roll your right shoulder open and perhaps even look over it. Option, not a requirement. So some muscle strength is required to engage to help stabilize the body. Press the left leg firmly to the ground. Wonderful. Take 1 more inhale here. And then on the exhale, release the right leg or foot, knee to the floor, back to aligned tabletop. That wasn't too bad, yeah? All right, other side. Right hand is going to step forward. The other body, just lean a bit to the right side. Then, lift the left knee. Slowly catch hold behind you. Whoa. All right. And then flex foot. You want to feel like the hip head is pushing down to the floor and the knee is trying to pull back. And you'll notice that happening because you'll feel a deeper stretch into the quad, the front of the leg. And 1 more breath in. And then let that release, return back to lined tabletop. So that right hand's gonna have to take a step back underneath the shoulder. All right, we survived that one, that was good. Okay, let's add it into the mix now. All right, balance work, we're gonna continue with this. So tabletop, make sure we're not like just collapsing, right? So this is relaxed and probably feels good, but we wanna have energy, so lift out of the arm. Pull the belly in and up. Look slightly forward rather than straight down. Spread out your fingers. Take a breath in. And then on the exhale, extend right arm forward, left leg back. Immediately flex the foot here and point the pinky toe down. Equal weight into the left arm and the right leg here. Hold for a breath in. And then exhale, return the hand and knee back to the floor again. Inhale. Left arm forward, right leg back. Feel your body weight shift forward because it likes to push back. So when we draw forward, the core has to activate a lot more to support that space. Stay here for an inhale. And then exhale, return hand and knee back down, table top. Let's add to this, shall we? Breathing pattern's gonna switch up a little bit. So inhale, right arm forward, left leg back. I've switched so you can see what we're doing a little bit easier. Exhale, extend arm and leg out to their sides. Don't let your chest follow, okay? Then bring the arm and leg back in line with spine. Inhale. Exhale, we're using outer hip strength. Obliques are kicking in. Core. Inhale, let's do 2 more. Exhale, maybe the arm or the leg or both don't quite get out to the side completely. That's okay. I'd rather you control the movement and isolate it than try to force it and shift other parts of your body. Come back through center, inhale. Return back to tabletop, exhale. Other side, breath in, left arm forward, right leg back. Belly in, belly up, extend out, exhale. Breathe in, center. Again, open out, push the breath out. Center, inhale, we're doing 2 more. Extend, heart forward. Good, come back through, breathe in. Last one, opening out to the sides. Center, breathe in. Return to tabletop. Widen the knees, big toes touch. Child's pose. In your child's pose here, bend the elbows a bit so they pull in a bit closer to your body. And then lift your forearms off the ground. Draw circles with your hands to just roll the wrists. Take a moment to reverse the direction. And go ahead and take the forearms back down. Walk your hands back to your knees so that you sit up. And then bring all your body weight to whichever side's most comfortable for you. Swing the legs out in front of you. Make sure that you're at the center of your workspace. So if you've shifted at all, just readjust yourself. Just checking the time to see what we got some far away from. Okay, we got about 20 minutes left, a little bit longer than that. So wonderful, just in time. So let's start with legs long, feet flexed, arms extended out, hands shoulder width. Feel the heart lift, the shoulders drop, and then they plug back. And that's shoulder blades behind you hugging in. Take an inhale, get taller. Exhale, tuck under, roll back just a little bit, hold and breathe in. Upper body only, take it over to the right. Keep the distance between your hands. If they start to narrow, then you'll know your arms are moving independently from the rest of that movement, right? Come back through center. So we want everything as one unit to move. Take it over to the left. It's from the waistline and then everything just follows it naturally. Center, breathe in, pause. Roll back a little bit further and then inhale again. Press those legs down. Rotate over to the right. It's a small movement. Center, inhale. To the left. Center, inhale. Roll back a little bit further. Breathe in. Over to the right again. Exhale. Squeeze it out like a wet towel. Center on an inhale. Bring it out over to the left. Center as you breathe in. Now stay centered and exhale. Lift the right leg off the ground. Push out through the heel of your foot. Lower the leg with control on an inhale. See it sideways here. Exhale, left leg is going to lift, but nothing else moves. This is quad work, core work. Come down on an inhale. Right leg, exhale, is going to lift, but then you're going to keep it there. Breathe in. Exhale, belly tight, pull the left leg up to meet it. Right leg down on an inhale. Left leg down on the exhale, breathe in. Left leg up. Hold it there, inhale. Powerful exhale, right leg pulls up. Left leg comes down. Right leg comes down, inhale. Both legs, exhale, pull up. Come down, breathe in. One more time. Both legs, lift. Good. Bring the legs down on an inhale. Roll all the way down to the floor, exhale. Once you've lowered down, take the arms to T, bend the knees, ground the feet, but take the feet a little bit wider than shoulder width, knees the same. Take your time to just windshield wiper the legs very slowly from side to side. Loosens up the lower back. Gets a little bit into the fronts of the hips. And then take the legs back up to center, heel to the feet and knees back into hip width. Stretch the legs long, and let's roll onto our left side body from here. So, working with some side strengthening. We're stacked and in a straight line, having your right hand to your hip. Both feet are flexed. Bottom leg is anchored, top leg is hovered, and we're internally rotating that top leg just slightly. Looking straight ahead so that your neck is lined right up with your spine. And then as you breathe out, you're going to lift that right leg up a little bit higher. And then come to hover on an inhale. Again, exhale the leg up. Inhale to a hover. Control this. 4 more. Each time the leg lifts, the core should tighten. Hover with control. 3 more. Maintain that internal rotation, right, so that the toes don't start to point upward, nor the kneecap. 2 more times. Lift, using that outer hip muscle strength. Hover. Breathe in. Once more. Exhale, lifting leg up. Then taking the leg all the way down nice and slowly. From here, point your toes and externally rotate the leg. So now the thigh bone rolls open, but without the hip tipping back to do it. So it does actually require hip strength in order to open that up. Now, with that external rotation and toes pointed, draw the leg out in front of you just a little bit. With that external rotation, we're going to take 2 tiny taps down to the ground with the toes. Tap, tap, lift the leg high up. Then we're going to tap behind twice. Tap, tap, and lift. To the front, tap, tap, lift high, behind, tap, tap, lift. So the idea here is we don't want our hips to shift at all. We want to keep the upper body as still as possible using, of course, core and the abductor strength. 1 more to each. Tap to the front, lift up high, tap to the back, lift high, and then take the leg down so it's about shoulder width distance apart from the bottom leg and flex the foot. Now on an inhale, pull that leg out as far forward as you can, again, without hips or shoulders shifting. Point the toes and squeeze a glute to try to sweep back. It's not a huge movement because, again, we don't want to tip forward to get that leg back farther. So flex the foot, take an inhale, draw the leg out in front as far as you can reach, and then point the toes, squeeze a glute, pull back without leaning forward. 2 more times. Flex, pull, in front. Exhale, back. 1 more time. Flex the foot, inhale. Draw the leg out in front of you. Point the toes, sweep the leg slightly behind you. Take the leg in line with everything else. Let the leg come down. Bend the knee to the floor in front of you. Tap out the hip. Okay. We're going to stay on this side, but move to the bottom leg. So taking your right foot, stepping it behind the left leg, pointing the knee to the sky. Hips are now no longer stacked. Left leg angles slightly out in front of you. Flexed foot, hovered leg, externally rotated to start. This is pelvic floor and lower abdominal strengthener, inner thigh strengthener. With your breath out, lift the leg higher to sky. Hover on an inhale. Again, exhale, lift. And hover. We're doing 4 more of these. 4. Hover. 3 more. Lift. Good. Hover. Keep reaching that heel to the sky. 2 more. Lift. Good. Hover. Once more. Let's lift the leg up. And then take it down halfway. Now imagine there's a marker on that heel. Begin to draw circles, but keep the rest of your body steady. Abs. 3. Breathing. 2. Take your time. 1. Pause. Keep driving out with the heel. Reverse direction. Breath in, breath out. 5. 4. 3. Check your core. 2. 1. So then lift the leg up. Hold it for 5. 4. A little bit more. 3. 2. A little bit more. 1. Whew. Take the leg down slow. Please stack the body. Let me just check to see if I have time to do one last thing on this side. Yes, plenty of time. Perfect. So let's rest all the way onto that left arm. Let's take the right arm and extend it straight up to the sky. Stacked above shoulder with fingers spread out to keep the arm alive. And then hug both legs together for stability. Take an inhale. Using your side body strength, exhale, lift up head, lift up legs. Cinch it in, it's a small lift. Come down on an inhale. So when you come up on your exhale, do not let the right arm drop down. Keep it right over the shoulder. Lower on an inhale. We're doing 4 more of these. 4, so fingertips reach straight up to the sky. Down on an inhale. 3 more times. Release. 2 more. Exhale. Lift. Bottom arm is relaxed. Release. Last time, let's lift it. Let's keep it lifted. Toes pointed. Flutter, kick the legs. Tiny paddles. Don't let that arm move around. For 3, keep the lift. 2, keep the control. 1, and then return down to the ground. Release. Okay. Let's go ahead, however it's easiest for you. Transition to the other side. So we're lying on our right side now. Straight line, stacked hips. Flexed feet. Hand to hip. Bottom leg pressing down, top leg hovered, internal rotation, looking straight on. On your exhale, leg lifts up. And we'll come back to hover on an inhale. Again, exhale as the leg lifts, the navel draws back, the spine, right? Hover on an inhale. We're going to do 4 more of these. 4. Hover. 3 more, lift. Hover. 2 more times, lift. Good. Hover. Last one here, let's go ahead and lift the leg slowly. And then take it down all the way for just a brief moment so that we can get ourselves set up for the next exercise. Point your toes now of that right foot, or left foot rather. External rotation of thigh to sky. Draw the leg out in front of you just a little bit. So that on an inhale, 2 small taps down to the floor with the toes. Tap, tap. Exhale, lift leg up to sky. Then tap 2 times behind you. Tap, tap, and lift. Again, to the front, tap, tap. Lift, behind you, tap, tap, lift. Let's do 2 more to the front, tap, tap, lift. Isolate this just to that leg, tap, tap, lift. 1 more to the front, tap, tap, lift. 1 more to the back, tap, tap, lift. Take the leg down so it's about shoulder width from the bottom leg. Flex the foot, internal rotation again. On an inhale, take your time. Slowly pull the leg out as far forward as you can. And then point the toes and reach as far back as you can. Watch your shoulders, watch your hips. Flex the foot, breathe in, draw out in front of you. Ooh, a lot of core here. Point toes, stretch back. We're just doing 2 more of these. Inhale, flex foot as the leg pulls out in front. Pointing toes, exhale, reaching back. Last time, flex foot. Inhale, pull forward. Point toes to reach back, squeeze that glute. Then bring the leg in line with the rest of the body. Let it release. Bend the knee to the floor in front of you. Tap out. Go. Hip. Okay. So we're going to move to our right leg next. So left foot behind that right leg. Right leg angled slightly out in front. Flex foot, hovered leg, external rotation, hand back to hip. Again, pelvic floor, lower abs, and the inner thigh for the work. Exhale, we're lifting the leg up. Hovering as you inhale. Exhale, lift it. And hover. 4 more. 4. Hover. 3 more. Squeeze it out. Feel the pelvic floor pull in and up. Hover. 2 more times. Lift. Good. Hover. Last time, let's lift the leg, but now only take down halfway. Marker on that heel. Draw circles. Maintain stability here. Through breath and core engagement. 3, 2, 1. Pause. Reverse. Isometric movement going on here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the leg up, hold it for 5. Oof. 4. Burn that leg. 3, a little bit higher. 2, a little bit more. 1. Take it down slow. Restack yourself. Rest on that right arm. Left arm lifted, stack with fingers spread. Hug your legs, press the hips forward, take an inhale. Side body, cinch it in, lift up head, lift up legs. Fingertips straight to sky. And down on an inhale. Again, exhale as you're lifting up. Do not rely on your bottom arm for help. Come down on an inhale. We're doing 4 more of these. 4. Release. 3 more times. Exhale, lift. And coming down. 2 more times. Exhale, cinch it in, pull it up. Come down, breathe in. With this last, we're going to lift, but then stay up and point your toes. Lock up those legs, flutter kicks. And when we flutter kick, that top arm likes to move. We prevent it with stability. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Let everything go. Let's press to seated from here. Get a little stretch into the outer hips and the side body. So let's start with right leg bent in front, left leg bent behind. Flex your feet. And then frame your right leg with both hands and turn your torso to square up to the inside of the leg. Begin to walk the hands out in front of you. Keep your spine long and the chest extended forward as you come down. A little bit closer into the leg. If we start pulling our chest back, we lose the stretch. So heart forward to keep that stretch there for you. Start to walk the hands back in so that you stack upright. You're going to untwist the torso so that you're squared forward. You're going to keep the legs in this position, but maybe pull the heels in a bit closer to your body. Reach your right arm up, take a big breath in, get longer on that side. Keep that sit bone grounded as you stretch over to your left side. So rooting that down into the floor is going to give much deeper pull to the entire side body. From the hip all the way up and out through the fingertips. Make sure the arm doesn't pull out in front of you. It stays in line with your, or even maybe slightly pulling behind, which will kind of roll you open more to the side. And then send all that breath to the right side. Inhale, fill it up. Exhale, empty it out. Again, breathe it in. Breathe it out. One last time, inhale. Firm in belly, exhale, stack up tall, let the arm float down. Go ahead and switch sides. Pulling the left leg around the front, right leg behind, flex your feet. And now the feet are kind of pushed away from you a little bit, so your legs are a little bit more at 90 degrees. And then tented fingers, framing the left leg, rotation to square up to it. Push off those fingertips and get taller. Maintain that length as you walk the hands now forward, helping you lean into it. Keep your chest open, and even though your hands are out first, imagine it was your heart instead. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, the hands walk back in, the shoulders restack, one twist, and then we'll pull the feet in a little bit closer to the body. Both sits bones are equally rooted. Let's reach the left arm up high, breathe in, lengthen, 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 and then stretch, go over to the right side. Keep pushing that sit bone down to get that deep old stretch, the entire left side body. Feel the fingertips actively reach across. Breathe into that left side. Let's take one more breath in. Tighten up the core. Exhale, stack up slow. Return the arm beside you. Let's transition to tabletop from here. And then from tabletop, we get to end our class with a plank. I think we did this last class, but we're going to do it again because it's a great workout. It works all your muscles at once, and you don't have to move, but you have to hold it. So remember that you can choose different plank alignments. So if you're feeling like you're fighting something, readjust so that you can maintain the strength without any tension. We'll begin this in 3, 2, 1, a plank. So if you're on the hands and feet, make sure the heels are over the balls of your feet. If you're on your knees, make sure your hips pull forward. Squeeze the legs to midline. Squeeze your glutes as if you're holding a penny. Make sure the hips and thighs don't start sagging down or pulling in and up with the lower core. The space between the shoulder blades puffs up to the sky, and then you look slightly forward, not straight back. You don't want to hang, you want to lengthen. Soften the elbows so the arms aren't locked, and then we're relying on then our arm muscles for support. A steady, strong breath, and then continuing to scan the body from the heels to the crown of the head, making sure everything is still working. Legs, glutes, lower core for the hips and thighs to draw up away from the floor. Chest muscles are activated by lifting out of the arms. Arm muscles are working by keeping the elbows slightly soft. And then heart forward for a center core work. give it 15 more seconds. All right, fire up the breath. The stronger you breathe, the more active you can stay. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Gently release, push back to child's pose. Keep the arms stretched out in front of you. We're just going to take a brief stretch then for the back of the shoulders. So in your child's pose with arms out long, take the right arm, thread it underneath your left, and look to the left. So this is getting into the back of the shoulder and a little bit into the upper back. Stay here for one more inhale. Unwind, exhale, back to child's pose. Left arm threads underneath the right, looking over to the right, keeping that hand actively reaching across the floor. And one more breath in. Unwind as you breathe out, back to child's pose. From your child's pose, walk the hands in, roll and sit tall, and then transition to seated. The center of your workspace, sits bones grounded, legs crossed, heart lifted, chest opened, arms rest beside with palms turned up. On an inhale, reach arms out wide and up high. Take the hands to connect above the head, and then exhale, pull your hands to heart space. Again, inhaling, reach out wide, up high, connect the palms above you. Exhale, pull the hands to you, heart space. One more time, breathe in. As you reach up with the eyes, follow the hands to the sky. And then also follow the hands down to the heart so that as you do, the chin lowers into chest. You bow to yourself, you close the eyes. And then take this time always at the end, thank yourself for being dedicated, for being here for your well-being, for showing up to the work and giving your body, mind, and soul opportunity for connection, for breath work, and for movement. Thank you guys very much for joining this recorded Zoom. Enjoy your weekend. Namaste. So thank you guys for tuning in whenever you can. And I will be here for you next week. Wow. Okay, so enjoy this, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.